Thank you very much, Catherine. We are celebrating Celiac Awareness Month, and you know our next guest, Maureen Pearl. You recognize her; she's on the show quite often. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you. You're going to share your secret to the perfect gluten-free flour, right? But before we get to that, let's first of all talk about celiac, because I think there's some confusion out there for some people between what is celiac and what is gluten sensitivity. So what does it exactly mean to be celiac?
Celiac disease is an autoimmune disease, so you have to have genetic disposition for this. And so when you get tested, you would have to have a blood test and then follow up with an endoscopy, and you would be called celiac.
Okay. And what are some of the things that celiacs can eat? Just to give them all, because there are a lot of things now, and I think things are getting better, right?
We are so lucky because we can eat fruits, vegetables, meats, poultry, eggs, dairy, legumes. Everything that's Mother Nature, we can eat. The trouble that we have sometimes is that we miss some of our favorite, comfort foods, the carbs, right?
Of course.
I mean, we really want to have that, grandmother's best famous recipe, and we can't have it anymore, right?
Well, and now you can.
And now you can.
Right, I know you're excited about this because the flour is really the biggest issue when it comes to baked goods.
Exactly.
You're going to show us how to make the perfect flour mixture today, right?
Right, so when you're working with wheat flour, it's just one flour, eggs, and some, whatever you're going to put inside your cake, right? Or your cookies or whatever.
Okay.
But here we need 5 flours to make the one flour.
Really?
Yes.
5, okay.
So we've got a base of rice flour. You could actually start dumping them in. Rice flour is a neutral flour, and it's very easy to work with. It doesn't have, you don't want to start with chickpea flour and have your cake taste like a chickpea, right?
That is a good point.
It's the best neutral flour that we have. Then we have following with tapioca. And the reason we use that is because the rice flour is so heavy, it would just be like a hard rock.
Oh,
so we have to really lighten it up. We have some potato starch and some potato flour. They're totally different. Yeah. Potato flour is made from the whole potato. It's quite heavy as a flour, but it brings a lot of moisture.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that you get your moisture.
Important. All right.
And then on the bottom, and the last one over there, we have some xanthan gum. That's the glue that holds it together.
Okay.
Okay, that's where we have gluten. Glue.
The glue
part.
The glue. I understand now.
Okay, so without that, everything would fall apart.
Okay, so that is a very, they're all important, actually. I was going to say that's a very important, but they're all very important.
But this flour, I mean, every company has a famous flour, and they sell it. It's the best flour or whatever.
Right.
This is something you can make at home, and it's very easy to do. You can keep them in big jars, and then use them cup for whatever you're doing.
Okay.
So what I did was I had my Facebook followers send me their home recipes that they were not able to make with other flours.
Okay.
And
so they put you to the challenge. They said, listen, this is my granny's, it's my favorite, and I can't eat it. You said, I will help you people.
I have, I love the challenge.
That's great. Okay, so what did you make here?
So there are 3 things that I did. Kim McEwen's grandmother's famous maraschino cherry cake.
This looks amazing.
This was so easy to transform, just cup for cup flours. Everything's on my website, by the way, all the transformations. Usually, gluten-free flours like this are very, they're absorbent, but they're very bland in flavor. So you need to bump up flavor, so you need a lot more vanilla or cherry or whatever it's going to be. Plus, you need a lot of baking powder to make it rise because it's much heavier than wheat flour.
I was going to ask you about that because this looks like a cake that is actually risen, which, we've seen some other experimental cakes on social media that tried to do the gluten-free. It did not look like this whatsoever. But so you did a great job on that.
Thank you.
Looks beautiful.
And then also we asked to add a little bit of extra water because some of the xanthan gum will absorb a lot of this water, and so you need a little hydration there.
So do you have to experiment a little bit? I mean, it's not, because what you're describing doesn't sound like you're using exact measurements.
So the flour was made to do cup for cup, and there's always this little adjustment that you want to have to just flavor it up because you're going to always get a more bland result.
Right, gotcha.
When we're making the cookies, I had Bob McCabe. His wife is Greek and has this koularakia.
Okay.
I think that's koularakia. I don't know how to say it, but it is a flour cookie basically, you roll it up and twist it. And I kind of like got a little creative in trying to make it a little bit more flavorful and added cinnamon and sugar to one of them and chocolate in another and tried to roll it up. And the consistency of the dough is really good to work with. And it's just a minor adjustment in the flour again. And you can make anything, as you see. This is Anna Day's lunar rhubarb cake. So she used to make this all the time when she would have a go-to, like a party or something, and she couldn't get the same result.
But now thanks to Miriam Pearl, you all can. Miriam, thank you so much. No, it is exciting. It really is. And thank you so much for sharing these secrets with our viewers. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
We'll be back with more BT right after this.